Wolfenstein The New Order has an ESRB rating of mature 17 and plus for blood and gore, intense violence, strong language, strong sexual content, and use of drugs.
There's cameras all over the city. They're tracking us no matter where we go. Nighttime will be easier, with more options. A daytime entrance into the Kreisau Resistance headquarters is not advisable in the West. Never been attempted as far as I know. But the skies seem clear. No one's following us. I think we can make a little history today. This is a two-part maneuver. Done right, we should head perfectly into a blind spot. Everybody ready? Go! Now! Run! The good thing about the Nazis is they really are stupid. So long as we're hidden by this mist, no one will see us. Now, for the second part, the jump. Once we're underwater, hold your breath, swim after me. Stay submerged no matter what happens. There are Nazis all around. If you break the surface, they will kill us. Don't hesitate. Jump!
Hello everyone, my name is Rox and welcome to another episode of Is It Worth It? And today I review for you Wolfenstein The New Order for the Xbox One. If this is your first time watching this channel, hit the subscribe button for future episodes. And if you like what you see, please share and rate the video. And now, without further delay, here we go. Okay, Wolfenstein, pronounced Wolfensteinza. At least that's how I like to pronounce it. It is a first-person shooter with a single-player campaign only. In other words, there is no multiplayer component if you're considering picking this game up. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, because the single player is pretty great, and if it did have a multiplayer, I think it would have been pretty generic. But does it worth the price of $60 as a single campaign game? Well, here are my thoughts. The most interesting part about the game is the story. In the beginning, it takes place during an air battle during World War II. Your plane gets shot down and you fall behind enemy lines. You and a group of survivors run through a Nazi-occupied fortress, clearing the enemy until you get captured. Here's where you have to make a decision on which of your comrades get sacrificed by this evil General Deathhead for his radical, inhumane experiments. The choice you make changes the abilities that you can perform throughout the campaign. For instance, if you sacrifice Fergus Reed, you get Wyatt's abilities to lockpick doors and also the chance to find armor upgrades. But if you choose to sacrifice Wyatt, then you get Fergus' abilities to hotwire electronics and find health upgrades. And honestly, it doesn't really matter who you choose. Both timelines run the same story and deliver the same outcome. This also gives you two playthroughs of the campaign. Once this decision has been made, there is a cutscene of one final escape through a high-rise open window, following an explosion knocking our main character out cold. Later he is found drifting at sea until he is found and taken to a mental hospital. This is where a nurse by the name of Anya looks after him throughout the years, and then one day he wakes up and sees that the hospital is being attacked by Nazis, and here's where the rest of the story begins.
It's 1960.
1960?
Yes. You've stayed with us for 14 years. It's 1960.
I have to find a way to contact the U.S. military. I gotta find my unit, let them know I'm alive and ready for duty.
There's no more war.
It's over. No more military. No.
The war ain't over. Look at all these Nazis walking around.
They won.
It's over. The Nazis rule the world now. They are everywhere. Everywhere.
What about the U.S.?
The USA, they, what's the word? Poddacie.
Surrender.
He surrendered.
This sets off the next set of chapters that ultimately lead to the game's conclusion. I have to say that the game for me begins at chapter 3 because it feels the most unique and interesting part of the plot. You can carry a mid-sized arsenal of weaponry with you at all times. You can also dual wield some pretty badass machine guns and fully automatic shotguns. You also can upgrade the strengths of these weapons as you progress through the game, but the most unique weapons come later, where you can use lasers to tear apart the enemy. The lasers have two purposes for use, like to cut chains or even cut metal pieces of cargo or fences. The other is to zap your enemy into many pieces. Ammo can be picked up from fallen foes or even scouting them throughout the areas, or even sometimes breaking open some random wooden boxes. This brings me to a pet peeve that I have with this game, that I have with a lot of games, that have you pick up ammo by using a command. Why can't you just pick up ammo by running over it? This is one of the things that I wish this game had. Sure, there's items you can pick up by pressing the action button, but when it has to do with armor, when it has to do with ammo, you should automatically be able to pick it up as you walk right over it. The game is designed for both gunning madness and for clearing out many areas without shooting a single shot. You can go about it by the way of stealth and doing quiet takedowns without alerting the horde. Doing so unlocks special abilities and ammo storage to carry with you, although some areas force a gunfight, but for the most part you can do a lot of the stealthy, and level design usually gives you two paths to choose for completing objectives. There are also other rewards to be found, like golden items and special files with codes that can be cracked from the main menu for the purpose of unlocking unlimited ammo or insane difficulties if you want a more harder experience. Hit detection is pretty good, but the gun handling is all over the place. The kicks are pretty strong, but when they make contact, you get a lot of flying extremities and blood splatter everywhere. This game is very bloody and gory and gruesome, so be warned. There is also an 8-bit game within the game that's located in the hideout. It looks like Doom and it plays just like it. I thought it was cool to play for a bit. Visually, the game has one of the best cinematic sequences. The scenes look amazing in my opinion, but I think there is an imbalance of how the actual in-game video looks to the cutscenes. The difference is that the cutscenes look like an animated movie, and the game, even though it looks great, looked more like a video game. And the voice acting, it's pretty good too. Also, I wanted to point out that I appreciate the German dialogue being used in the game. It gave a real sense of authenticity to the experience. Yes, you will have to read subtitles as they speak, and I can see it will bother some gamers having to read what they're saying, but for me, I really liked it. What I didn't like was the audio sounds. Sometimes the music would drown out the voices that I couldn't focus on what they were saying, or let alone read what was being said because the music would interrupt the speech. I tried to raise the volume on speech and lower the music volume from the options menu, but they didn't have an option for individual sounds, just a master volume and the option to mute the music. But I didn't want to mute the music. It just sucks I couldn't fade the music lower. There is content that is interesting to find, like vinyl records that you can listen to from your main menu, although it would have been nice to listen to them while we played the game. And the soundtrack has songs that play during battles and cutscenes that enhance the emotional tones of the game. There are many locations to explore, and the environments are pretty imaginative. This is a very long game, so you're definitely going to get your money's worth. There are several parts in the game where I thought that the game was over, but it just kept going and going and going. During my first playthrough, I was thinking, this game is never going to end, and I wanted to get to the second timeline, but yeah, this game's long.
Don't be touching my baby girl without permission now, soldier man. You just stick to them guns and the Nazi killing.
What about you? Why don't you step up and join the fight?
What fight? Your fight? You took your orders from the man. The U.S. motherfucking government, man. What a trip. The war came and the man came calling. He sent my daddy to war and he did not return him. The bombs fell on our great cities and the man ran scared. Motherfucking gave up, you know? Nazis asked him to get down on his knees, and the man was all too happy just to pucker up and start kissing Nazi ass like it was the most natural thing in the world, you know? I had to cross an ocean to get away from that place. They would have thrown me in the gas chamber just like they did all the others.
None of that has anything to do with me. That's not the America I fought for.
Really? I was little. My mother wanted to take me to the picture show, but we had to go in through the fucking colored entrance. I wanted a hot dog and a lemonade, but the sign says we don't serve Negroes in this establishment. You're a patriot. Blue-eyed, jarhead, motherfucking Nazi-killing patriot that you are, you're still a fucking puppet to the man. You're exactly the kind of guy they ordered in come lynching time. You don't get it, do you? Before all this, before the Germans, before the war, back home, man, you were the Nazis.
Be careful what you call me.
Violence. Language of the man. Can't you see? We're all just brothers and sisters now, aren't we?
So is the game worth the full price tag of $59.99? I'll say this. I really enjoyed playing this game and even went through it a second time. I think it's an awesome looking game and it delivers on a great first person shooter experience. Unfortunately, a single player shooter in this age, I think it's a gamble because most gamers want that competitive component in their shooters. I think Wolfenstein is a great shooter, but I don't think it warrants a full price of $60 when you only get a single player campaign. Wolfenstein has at least, or at best, 3 playthroughs. I can see gamers wanting to replay certain levels for the fun of it, and the chapters in this game are long too. So I guess after 3 playthroughs you would have felt that you've gotten your money's worth, right? But no, believe me, you still feel like you should have gotten more because the first playthrough is the best. But the ones after that just feel like you're just scouting for missed items. Wolfenstein is a fun single player shooter with a great effort put into it. So with my most humble opinion, I say the game's replayability is worth $39.99. A warning to parents out there, this game is for adults. Please pay attention to the rating label on this game. I was surprised to have come across 2 unavoidable sex scenes. Not that I mind, but be warned if you are sensitive to that sort of thing. I think from now on I might say what the rating label is on games too, because I noticed that a lot of other reviewers they don't mention it, so I don't know. If you guys are interested in the opinions of other websites, here they are. Alright you guys, thanks again for the support, and if you are new and like what you see, hit that subscribe button for upcoming reviews coming soon. And if you want to see previous episodes, feel free to check out my channel. Also, don't forget to share and rate the video. My name is Rox, and I'll catch up with you guys next time. Have a good one.
That'll be all. We can go now.
Hello everyone, Rox here with a message that I want your support for this channel. Help me reach 100,000 subscribers by 2015, and we can do this by sharing my reviews, rants, and commentaries on every social media on the web. All you need to do is share, like, comment, and make sure to subscribe. It's free, fast, and easy. You guys, sincerely in advance, I want to say thank you for your support and encouragement to keep coming back, because you never know when I'll be putting something else up that you might like. Again, you guys don't forget to share the video and subscribe. My name is Rox, and I'll see you guys next time.